it is too.
Sorry about that. We are live now, and yes, you're right. As a little bit of a summary, we have left off, and last time we were here, Mercy was really, obviously, she was getting hit, from every single direction, and Onyx, I think we called him Prime, the original one. He tried to help her, but he had sustained too much damage, it seemed. And he had left the armor, which looked more like a vessel, in its place. And I believe you guys are still surrounded by fire, while the enemies around you are fighting as well. And I believe we are starting from the top again with Obsidian.
Yep.
Or Obsidian, I'm sorry.
You could just call him Obsidian. That was mostly so I can discern him pretty easily from Sid's sheet. Sid kind of glares at Mercy, I think, at this point, and says, "Let's finish this. I'm going to start my turn. Bonus action, quicken spell, magic missile, 6th level. So that is 6th level. So is that 8? Yeah, no, it's 8 darts. Do you want me to roll 1 and multiply it by 8, or do you want me to roll 8 times?
Give me 1 sec. Reading this right now.
I think raw it is roll.
I think just to kind of make it simple is just roll it the once and then just multiply it by 6.
8.
Or sorry, 8.
No, you're fine. All right. Big money, no whammies. My god, that is a 4. So plus 1, that's 5, and then times 8, that's 40. 40 force damage. He kind of
is not obviously.
Yeah. He kind of when he does that, he kind of goes back, kind of throws his arm forward, and these 8 bolts kind of streak out from him and kind of hit her from all angles. Next, he is going to rush forward and make one more and quite possibly last strike. We are flanking, if I remember correctly. So just double checking, this is at advantage, I believe.
That is correct. I was just making sure everyone was still.
Yeah. All right. More big money, no whammies. That was 32 total to hit.
Mercy does that.
What was the number again?
32.
32. Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Out of game, I am sorry, but in game, Sid is kind of fuming at this point.
Oh, you're fine. I expect Mercy to die in this 100%. And then we can have a dramatic. We can have a dramatic thing here.
I think that is about to happen.
On one hand, I have glorious victory and a wonderful evil arc. On the other hand, I die gloriously and have a dramatic death. I mean, it's a win-win situation.
I mean, really, are there any downsides?
Not really.
I mean, the only one I can think of is if someone steals you away for that cliche "they'll come back stronger" thing.
True.
Okay.
But then you get to have a power-up arc, and you just come back worse.
So I only rolled a 1 for the damage for the sword, but that is still 16 slashing damage with just the sword. And this is Booming Blade, Double Smite, max Double Smite as well. So that is, let's see, for the thunder damage, 5, 9, 11 thunder damage. And if you move, you take more. We're gonna make it that far. And then I have a description for this, but I'm also not done. Let me mark down.
Just tell
this
me how much
spell
damage
slot.
you take off. I'll take it.
Okay, so for the Divine Smite, that's a total of 5d8 radiant damage. So that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 21 radiant damage.
Okay.
Then for the force damage, that's 10, 15, 17, 20. What's the 15?
Am I
22.
Let's see. Am I resistant to radiant damage? Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me check here.
28. 30. 30 force damage.
38 force damage.
I think it's just 30, not 38.
Oh.
Okay. Well, how are you going to do this?
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, Sid kind of throws himself back a little bit, kind of shooting off these bolts of force in one hand, and in the other gripping his obsidian blade. And he's going to kind of afterwards, after he throws that out, kind of grip it with both hands and just kind of fly forward and pierce his sword through her chest, and there's just kind of a boom of force and light as kind of this energy kind of courses through her and out her back.
Literally scream.
Love it.
Yeah, and I am kind of staring her in the eyes, very, very upset and angry.
She's just gonna return that glare, holding on to it until at the last second it let go. And she just it dissipates, and
Yeah.
it's just the flicker of something familiar.
As that's happening, like pausing, like as that's happening, Sid just kind of whispers, "You just always had to be right, didn't you?"
Blech.
Do you have any last words?
I should have thought this out.
Sorry, putting you on the spot.
Are there
think
any
just-
good guys left?
Just one. Then silence.
I didn't
She
hear what you
falls.
said there. You broke up. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
she just says the word. She just says the word brother. She just manages to choke out that one word, and then fall.
It thrusts the sword into her chest. Speaking might be difficult.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's one word.
Pesky blood.
I think it's like lower chest, kind of that area, not like directly. I mean, it does.
It ain't
feel
affect
accurate
you my
that it's your
voice
certain
box
part.
yet.
She's still got one working lung.
Mm-hmm.
After this heartbreaking scene, obviously you two are having quite the moment here. You just killed your twin.
Sid, like, kind of drops the sword as she drops, and like a moment, like leaving it kind of in her chest, and then kind of drops to the floor as well. Not falling over, but just kind of on his knees. shocked by what has just happened.
Yeah, and when this happens, you hear kind of beyond the ring of flame that's surrounding you, just kind of like this clapping as you see what looks like Mel just walking through the flames, clapping. And suddenly she transforms into Arthur. And he's just clapping at the performance. He looks around and kind of does a once-over on everyone before he goes and grabs you by the shoulder. And he kind of pulls you up. And as he does so, he kind of leaves like a clone of what you were right there. So you can see what he's seeing.
Okay. I assume
Wait,
this
like,
is me.
Does he like pull out his astral self, or does he leave like an astral self down there?
You can think of like this is a projection.
Okay.
And then he goes over to Mercy. Or actually he goes over to Merzis. And he kind of does the same thing with him and pulls him down by his collar. And finally to Mercy, he picks her up, hand under her head and waist, and same thing. And now all of you can kind of see the scene in third person, but it's like you're immersed in it.
We're our normal selves?
Yes.
Okay.
You can almost think of it like a hologram.
Okay.
Sid is, I think, still in shock.
It's too bad I didn't have my last turn. I would have done something terrible.
I'm sorry. What do you want to do?
What was your last turn gonna be?
I was gonna sneak up on Sid and behead him.
Oh, no
Oh,
way!
damn.
Oh, why were you gonna do that? That would have been awesome!
Wild card.
Because living with killing your sibling is something he believes no one should have to live with.
Oh, I love it.
Drama.
You're like, I'll do that
Well, it
for
sounds
you.
like I was gonna kill him anyways if I had the chance, but yeah.
I
But
mean,
anyways.
it was basically just a free-for-all at that point,
Mhm.
it seems like.
I mean, at that point, yeah.
Earlier, less so, but at that kind of ending point, I guess I kind of just got the jump. Damn, 2 against 1 in the other way now.
Hilarious. You're, like I said, now seeing this almost from like his perspective. You can walk through the scene and what have you, but you can't really interact with anything. You guys.
Mm. And
And he just kind of looks at you and says, in a very smug-like fashion, "So, what did we learn?"
I'll let somebody else step in if you guys want, but I will do something probably very briefly after he says that. Oh, I forgot to add the fire damage from absorb elements. That's another 1 fire damage. I'm sorry.
Mercy's just staring at the scene. Her dead body and her brother in shock. I learned nothing new. Other
I
than
would
that
like to-
people will
Sorry. You go on.
nothing new other than that people will use our emotions. They'll use our greatest dreams and desires, well-intended or not, generous or not, and use them against us. We'll speak honeyed words with silver tongues.
Can I deck Arthur?
You can certainly try.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go well. Should I use my obsidian stats or should I use my obsidian stats?
You know what? I'll let you use your obsidian stats.
Okay. That actually is better. I can think it. Where's the thing? Okay. 24?
You swing, and your hand person just passes right through. Do a dex save for me, please.
That's fair. 19 total.
All right. You stumble a little bit, but catch yourself. And yeah, you just phase right through him.
Yeah. Sid just kind of goes at this point. What the fuck was all this about?
And he looks at you, and then he looks at Mercy, and there's not this, there's almost like a smug, disappointed look. He says, when I first, because I've only known you 2, really, for a week maybe, after, which we went up against one of the Sims, which was a terrifying feat regardless of who you are, and I still don't know how we got out of there other than sheer luck. Because, and he continues, last time I checked, nearly everyone, with exception to your, and he points at Sidian, robot, was almost done for when he had all of you asleep.
You who put us... Was that him who put us down, or you?
Oh, the first time was definitely him. He put you down. I can't do anything while he's there.
I'm assuming you're referring to what he was doing during the battle, right?
Correct. He continues, I've heard and I've seen within your minds how you defeated lust. It's hard not to say that this isn't luck, and I don't think speaking about it would have ever solved anything, let alone you had believed anything I said, so why not show you the consequences of your actions?
Was this all an elaborate way of telling us to be prepared? That this is dangerous?
He snaps his fingers. And Sidian, you can't speak.
Damn.
Sign language, man, I told you it was useful.
Is his mouth disappeared, or is it like a silence spell, or is it just like he's speaking and like nothing's coming out, or like can he like mumble?
You can hear yourself talk, no one else can hear you. Go ahead, scream.
Does he say that, or do I? Or do I? Like, okay.
No. He says that. Arthur says that.
Yeah, I think he kind of goes on for a bit before he realizes that he's been muted, and kind of when he realizes it, he just he knows he can't touch him, so he just flips him off.
There you go. It continues. Mercy, I am glad that you came to this epiphany that your emotions will be used against you. That was quite insightful. However, I don't think that's necessarily what happened here.
You don't? And what else happened? Do enlighten us, because you're such an expert on how you can run our lives in your own little simulation.
Tell me,
You are not a god.
No, I am not. I am not a god. and he suddenly pops up next to you. However, I will say you were, even though the emotion between you and your brother was greater, you saw what happened. Even though the bond between you and your brother was there since birth, you saw what your own blind faith did to you.
It wasn't.
As far as your emotion, that only
It was-
fueled the fire that was already there.
It wasn't blind faith. It was a desire to see my father again.
Oh, you don't remember when you killed Centurion? Or went back on your word with Saloon?
But I haven't.
When you tried to kill Mel instead of help her?
I haven't, and I wouldn't.
And yet, here we are.
Why would I abandon Saloon? I may be devastated in a moment, but my resolve and my faith is stronger than that. It's one thing that you forgot in this simulation of yours.
Well, I certainly do understand where you're coming from. However, we also saw how quickly you can turn on the dime and how black and white you can see the world. I saw the incident. I mean, I know your friends aren't here, the two brutes, if you will, and he's gesturing to Ordal and Marlon.
Can we see them?
Oh, you can't see them, but he's just, calling them to two brutes and says, I saw what happened. Your manner of blessing turned to rage, turned
In
to fury.
self-defense.
In self-defense after he gave up? After he had already stood down? After the rest of the team had stopped attacking? Because if I remember, they went looking after you because you didn't stop.
Do you seriously, if a wolf attacks a farm, do you expect the farmer to not chase after the wolf and try to finish it off before it tries to attack again?
And suddenly, in a very rageful voice, with the flames burning even hotter around him, you are not a wolf. You are not an animal. In fact, you see him as the sword of Saloon. It's hovering above you, and then finally in between you. In fact, you're probably the closest thing in the group to one of the gods.
I am not.
And you decide to act this way.
I am not a god. I'm not even worthy to be a saint. I am but a humble servant carrying out my tasks as best as I can.
And I suppose rage and fury at all costs is part of Saloon's plan.
Should I not be angry when sin is committed?
He lowers his head and says, correct me if I'm wrong, you were not always one with the sword. You were merely guarding it, protecting it, and for a very long time, you did not know if you deserved to be wielding not just Saloon's sword, but a sword. You did not think of yourself as a fighter, and yet here you are now, what a 180 you've done.
I still don't believe that I deserve such an honor. It is also a burden. But one that I carry because of my love and devotion to not just Saloon, but her people.
We are all her people. Everyone and he points over to the humans, or the not demons, if you will, side, and says, they're all Saloon's children, regardless of their transgressions, and you seem to forget that. So quickly you were to enrage. Piety is, or not piety, or having a sense of self is definitely needed for the sword, but also understanding that your patience, your understanding, you're willing to connect to another creature and see things from their perspective is just as paramount.
When have I fallen short of this? What have I truly done wrong, other than defending myself and working to defend the people? I have done what I can. I've listened. I've prayed. Try to follow what few instructions I've been given and interpret what signs have been delivered. Isn't that all what any of us can do?
Yes, and I guess in that aspect you are right. However, unlike you, I don't see just images of mere Saloon. And this, as he points around, is not a dream, a simulation, an illusion.
Whatever it isn't her reality. Not what she would allow.
Suddenly you guys are back in the couch dimension. I'm not sure if you guys see that on your end.
It might take a minute to load on mine.
Yeah. That's okay.
I see it on my end, actually.
Question,
You
did
see
we
it?
hear any of that, like Sid and me?
Yeah, that is a good question.
You probably did. I mean, it's not like we were far away. And, yeah, you probably would have heard the whole, these are not illusions, but memories.
Okay, just a quick point out on this, Mr. like Arthur dude. I can guarantee you one of them was proud of what you said. The other one would have definitely taken it as an insult.
Yeah. Sid, like, just kind of, I think he, like, at this point, he's just, like, making a ba. Oh, can you hear me now? Da. Can you hear me now? Like, he's, like, almost like we've done with our mics. But he's like,
You do hear in your head, you do hear in your head, no.
Do the other two react like they can hear me?
No.
Do we hear him?
No.
I just wave my hand at Sid and just shake head no.
I mean, if we're back to more like our normal selves now, I guess I'll just use minor illusion to say through like just kind of glowing text that kind of hangs in the air. He muted me because he doesn't want people to disagree with him. I'm assuming that either fails or disappears quickly.
No, it's in the air, and he does take note of it, and he quickly addresses Mercy once again and says, I am not doing this to punish you. I actually like the 3 of you. 4 of you. 5 of you.
I'm still on the rocks, I'll be
And
honest.
And I honestly believe that you are the best chance you have at defeating Pride. But what you did not see, what you did not understand, and Mercy as well, is that you keep fighting amongst yourselves over pointless squabbles and
If you
pointless.
really, that is, if you really consider being bit in the neck, pointless squabble.
And he looks back. Considering the hellfire that the rest of the country was in, yes.
Sid will kind of do the same thing, and if he can't talk, he's just going to kind of, again, through minor illusion, say, I get if you wanted to chat, like, tell us these things, but did you really have to do it like this?
Just
He
Again, like-
then looks at you and... I'm sorry, go ahead. Versus?
I'm just asking this because I'm not sure if I've been completely downloaded what has happened so far. Who bit Mercy?
That's one of your companions. I believe it was Bordal. No, Marlin had.
Marlin,
Was it
yes.
Marlin? Yeah.
Well, I think
It was Marlin.
that's Merzus asking, because he doesn't necessarily know these people. Or at least that they're in the party.
Oh yeah, Merz is no
No,
Marlin.
I know them.
No, he
I
knows
just
them.
don't know what happened. I don't know the history of like
Yeah.
what was your guys'
He-
adventure.
he
I
tells
know you defeated
and he
him,
tells
and
them.
this guy helped. But
No, and that's why he tells them. She, in her good nature, granted, was trying to give each one of them some sort of blessing or prayer or what have you, and she put her hand over him, and he's an animal, and he bit her.
But when though, like, did he just bite her because she reached out to him?
They were
Is this
sleeping.
asleep?
Oh,
Sid just kind of minor illusions. She was trying to pray over him, and it didn't end well. Or, no, she was trying to pray over him, and he got jumpy.
you can see him visibly trying to, like, it looks like he's trying to cough, but you can tell he's trying to hold back laughter.
And he actually looks at Merz and says, "I'm glad you see the rational reason why that was ridiculous. But going back to your brother," and he looks at Sidian, who actually cannot talk now, and says, I'm pretty sure you're really annoyed. No, angry because you killed your sister.
Kind of forced us into that situation. Oh, it's nice to talk again. I mean, I guess he could hear himself, but
Here's... You used your obsidian blade. You used your spells. You used all your knowledge. I mean, except the one thing that you were given.
and what was that?
You were given her sword.
Was I given her sword?
Yes, you were.
I don't remember that.
Damn it! I was following you the whole time.
I honestly, maybe it's just been a while and I forgot, but I did not remember that.
What was the sword that I had provided for you with the extra features? Including the eclipse?
The eclipse? Oh, the feature. You mean the ability?
Yeah, that was from a sword. Her sword.
From, oh yeah, it was from the sword.
Her
I
sword.
didn't know it had other abilities though.
It was her sword.
Okay. The obsidian blade was her sword then.
No, it was
Wait, were
just
you
a
like the
regular
champion
fight.
of Saloon for this like little flashback?
I,
Mhm.
I,
And that's
I
what he
don't.
was trying to tell you. He looks at you guys. He's like, you guys really didn't get it. And he kind of just goes back, and you can kind of see a movie playing out in front of you instead. And you see the moment when Mercy struck and killed Centurion, her walking away, and the blade going to Sidian instead.
Okay. I guess I didn't really ask the description of this sword. I thought that it was kind of up to me to describe like how this was, but I guess I thought differently.
Oh yeah, that's the reason I had told you as well why you shouldn't tell anyone else about the sword, because it was hers. That's why I had said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have it wrapped around in like cloth and stuff, but like it still has a cutting edge.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't remember. I'm sorry. I would have acted differently. Sorry. That's out of game, but I did not realize that was the case.
And he kind of just says, besides that, because I understand maybe, wielding a deity might be a big responsibility. You taught her magic.
Mel? Yeah, I didn't know her situation. Like, this version of me, I don't know.
And
I'm still
suddenly he's next to you, but this time he's your mentor. He looks like your mentor.
like Sem.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of glares at this. Not necessarily.
It says magic, and so in her voice, magic is not a right, it is a responsibility. Before turning back into her,
Back into Mel or
and
Sem?
back into Arthur,
Okay.
and says, "Her words, not mine."
She taught me to lift me up. Why shouldn't I do the same?
Oh, she taught you to lift people up. She lifted you up responsibly, thinking of the consequences, thinking of what could or couldn't happen. You gave a child fire, and then let her run around with it.
I still don't understand the full point of this. You're judging us for things we didn't actually. This version of us that you're talking to didn't actually do.
You didn't teach her how to make potion?
I did that.
Yes,
Responsibly.
correct. And I'm sorry, weren't you trying to take her under your wing as well? I do see that. I did see that. It's not like I didn't talk to her when we went back to Sudden Outpost.
I want to give her that choice if that is what she chooses. It is her right to choose, but this is not how this is not, if you're trying to say if I'm going to teach her responsibly, point made. But
He says, no, what I'm trying to say is that from the past that I've seen from you, you rarely take responsibility for the actions you have started. I don't mean leaving to go pursue what you want. That's something else different. That's not what I mean. I mean leaving things undone. I mean doing things on a whim, or how about being the center of attention with no actual forethought as to what you're saying is going to do?
Sorry, what was that last part again?
It says, being the center of attention, saying whatever you want without having forethought as to what it's going to do.
Do you mean that because I wasn't nice enough? And he just kind of... he was trying to gesture at, like, the landscape and the vision of, like, kind of the hologram of the end of what we just saw. But I don't... it's not there anymore. But he just kind of gestures. If I'm not courteous enough, this is what's going to happen.
No, what I'm saying is, if you don't get out of your own head and get over yourself, this is what's going to happen. Because yes, I understand that is one minor, small thing that you have yet to do. But I really don't think you think about what your actions are going to lead to. And once again, he says in a booming voice, these are memories. I am not dictating. This isn't what I created. This isn't what I'm doing. You're saying this and you're arguing with me. He's like, you're saying this and you're arguing with me as if I had control over those events as well.
Is this what is guaranteed to pass?
If you don't change as needed, yes. How prepared were you all really for lust? Or better yet, for sloth? Did we ever find out what exactly happened to him? Or what that was that dissipated from him?
He's gonna kind of gesture between himself and Mercy. It's like, are you going to blame us for that? We tried to resolve it better, but things did not go as they necessarily should have, and now we don't know what the consequences are, or could be.
I think you and your sister, and he points over to Stydian and Mercy. I think you two are the integral part to this. Both of you. And I believe it's not a coincidence that you guys are almost like night and day to each other. You see things one way, she sees things another, and we move on. But this conflict is bigger than both of you. And yes, I do mean the little things like getting your neck bitten, or trying to teach a little girl something that maybe she shouldn't try and learn yet. Because your real goal is figuring out who you're supposed to go up against and how you're going to do it. And so far, I had only been with you for a week, and there was no preparation. And he's like, and I really think both of you guys are the linchpin to this.
And what do you suggest?
Looks over at Mercy and says, I know you're trying to figure out what these visions are, or why you were even chosen in the first place. I understand that's something that you're still thinking about. You were chosen because of the actions. You were chosen because of the actions and the person that you were before the sword. Don't forget who you were before the sword. And Stydian, and he looks over at Sid and says, I think you're a magnificent engineer, artificer. And honestly, when you get to know you, you're a pretty good person. I see that everything you do comes from a good place. But the things that you do or the way that you act about this, it's not done in a conducive way. Why do you have to have the last word? Because you said to your sister, you always had to be right, yet you always had to have the last word.
Maybe we both
Step
do.
out of yourself. Yeah, step out of yourselves for a bit.
Sid is
then both of you.
Sid is kind of glaring at him and kind of shoots a bit of a glare back at Mercy when she says, maybe we both do. But it kind of, when he finishes, Sid's just going to kind of take a deep sigh. I don't like being judged like this, and this is very much that. But I can take some of these things into consideration, I suppose, but I don't think... I think we choose our own fates, and this might be a potential future, but I don't believe that fate is set in stone. I believe we choose our actions and we live with how things turn out, but those actions are just going to be the best and most true to us and ourselves.
He kind of looks at you a little bit more impressed, a little bit more of the mature side of you that he sees. He says, I am not here to force you to do anything. I merely know that in telling you about these events, you would have never understood. You would have never even believed me if I told you what this was. Take what you will from these events. If you think I'm still, full of crap, fine. But if there's even a little part of you, and he looks at both of you, that thinks that there might be some truth, consider it. And there's a kind of like a little bit of a awkward silence before he very quickly points to Murzus and says, hold on there, we haven't forgotten about you.
Damn it. And you can see him, he's quickly like brushing crumbs off of his stuff as he's like busy eating something.
And he's just a little bit...
Where do you get the bag of Lay's?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not even gonna get whatever. I'm sure you have, and he looks at him, lots of questions because, well, yes, I'm sure you have lots of questions. I'm not gonna answer any of them. All right.
Is that directed towards all of us or just him?
Towards him.
Fair enough.
I can confidently say I had no questions because I was afraid to ask. So, win-win.
Well, he is being honest.
Now he puts his arm around you, and he with his left hand kind of gestures at the two of you to come over here where he is. Right? And right here at the entrance, where right up to the right of where Murzus is, right, and like up about 10-15 feet, you see almost like a picture frame. It looks just like a frame, but just in midair. Right, and his arm around him.
I thought you were gonna scare me with something.
He says, no, and he points at it. He points at it and says, oh, no, do you see that? And looks at all of you and says, do you guys see that light there? The lantern.
Yes.
You see that?
What, a lantern or picture frame?
Why don't you go towards the light? See if you can find your way out.
I've heard about this one.
Yeah.
I don't know if
That
this
sounds
is
like
always a good
death.
idea, but
Quick question. How familiar does that tunnel like little thing look to me?
The lantern, or better yet, the lamp.
Well, no, you said picture frame, and then there's a lamp inside of it, and that, like, from that point of view, looks like a tunnel.
It's a picture frame, and it's kind of hard to tell if there's no picture. Like, it's hard to tell if it's just the frame there, or if it's a picture of a lamppost. You can't quite tell.
Well, how high off how high is it?
It's eye level.
All right, I guess I'm gonna try and feel the pain. Hope I don't get slapped.
You gonna what?
I'm gonna reach out and feel the pain and hope I don't get slapped.
As you do this, all of you roll me a wisdom check.
wisdom. Okay.
Wisdom. Check.
I am going. Assuming we're still using the stats from the Dream Realm, I'm just going to call it. I'm going to use an ability. What's the name of it again?
13.
13 as well.
8 plus.
I don't think we passed.
11.
But we're smarter than you. Well, no, not smarter. Wiser?
You're wiser. I still even the obsidian sheet has a +0 to wisdom.
Yeah, I know.
You know, gotta be consistent.
So Mercy and Merzus, you guys are almost like not entranced. I wouldn't say entranced, but there's something about it that makes you want to walk towards it. Okay, and as you're walking, it's nothing sinister, but it's like you can't get. It's like you try and get closer, but it's getting farther away.
Am I in front of the painting already, or does it feel like the painting is moving away, or is it the picture in the frame?
It feels like it's moving away, and things. It feels a little bit like it's something that you can't grab or get close to. As far as Obsidian, for a split second, you see a little smirk, a little smile on Arthur's face before he vanishes into smoke.
Round 3, baby. No,
but you're also Dreamscape 2, Electric Boogaloo.
This time you're all cats.
But you're also quickly as well entranced by this, and you start seeing the same thing, that you're following, and you can't quite get there. And as you're walking, it almost feels like the frame. It almost feels like it's become part of like. It feels like the frames become like wall and floor, and you just walked right past it, and you're still walking. It almost feels like you walked into the frame. And
I don't know if Sid would be aware of this enough, or aware enough at this point with this trance, so I'll kind of leave that up to you. But he'd, I think, tentatively check with True Sight, but that may not end well.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Is this against spell or magical effect?
No.
No. Interesting. Even that, I learned something from. But the does a 14 do the trick?
Well, okay. I'll rephrase that. Yes, but once again, it's almost like you're reading yourself, and it's
Okay.
just several things of that, and it now there's it almost feels like an itch that you
Itch.
can't scratch.
In
Like
the
a
brain.
yeah, like an itch that you can't scratch. It's almost like there's something wrong.
Sid's going through like cocaine
It's a little
withdrawals.
bit. No, it. Like I said, in the back of your head, it's small. But it's almost a feeling of paranoia now.
All right,
That
I'll
being
shut
said-
that down.
That being said,
Are we running in place? Like,
no, you guys are walking, and like I said, instead of a picture, it almost feels like you walked into and through the frame because you just walked past the frame. But it's almost like it was larger, and you just walked past it. And now you're walking towards what very much looks like a lamp, or not a lamp. What are those things called? The street posts. I'm sure you've seen them.
Lamppost.
There you go, lamp posts. And suddenly you see another one next to it. And Merzis, can you roll me an insight check?
okay.
Oh, sorry, history check.
Okay. Uh, 24.
So you recognize these posts. You in fact you recognize them as an entrance. And as you walk past these, you are greeted by this sight of, like I said, it can only be described as a manor. And you quickly realize you're back home, Moses.
Oh, we're not done yet.
Who is with me? Am I alone?
Oh no, Mercy and Sidian are there with you, but this is very much calling your childhood home would be an understatement. It's more like your childhood manor, palace almost. It's definitely a far cry from the aesthetic you have now.
Trust fund, baby.
So as soon as I do recognize it, you can clearly see it in his face. He's not even mouthing the words, it's all in the eyes. You can just hear the very loud audible.
Do we see this out of curiosity?
Oh, can you try refreshing your page?
Oh yeah, sorry. I was on my character sheet instead of that. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were like, or do you mean like, can you see that, or can we see his expression?
No, I'm on the Foundry page now. I see that.
Sorry, you guys are closer to the entrance. I'm sorry. Let me put you. I was messing with some stuff earlier. Yes, Merzis, you realize this we're back home.
And the play must go on, it seems. Actually, good question to ask. Are we in our dream form, or are we more like what we were like before we went in?
You're in your dream form. I should specify not. And I'm pointing this more so at Mercy, because I know she had a role to play at the time. Any ability I had given you, other than what you had provided me, right? That does not play in here. Now it's just based off the sheet that you have. So it's just like when you first entered the couch room.
Do I still have the?
So we don't have any of our stuff, or like.
Essentially, the character, the 20, like the level 20 that you were at when you first entered the dream. That's what you're at. So, like for example, Mercy, I know I had given her a few extra things and control of her troops. Obviously, she can't do that. It's not like she's still playing that role, if that makes sense.
I'm going to try something. I'm going to reach into... Do I still have the bag of holding?
Yes.
Do I still have the sword?
You can have a sword.
Do they both have the sword?
You can have a sword now, but if I'm correct, she has Saloon's sword. Like I said, they were playing a role before.
Okay.
Okay.
So I've just sword. Where are we now? Any of you guys recognize this? Or is this?
It's just
Had a oh fuck sort of reaction. So
cool. How? Okay. So how do you guys feel about a quick makeover? Just cause.
quick what? Sorry.
Let's say a quick makeover. I have no idea if this is even gonna work. Let's go over to a quick area where maybe no one will see us. Or, well, no, they're probably always see us.
What do you mean makeover specifically? Just a different outfit?
He pulls out a bag of holding and he's just over here next to this bush, just like, so one side for us, one side for Mercy, and he just starts pulling out random big ass items.
Sid's just going to reach into his bag and throw on his cloak of many fashions and just make it kind of look like a nice regal cloak, kind of covering both his front and his back.
keeping my same habit.
Yeah, she's fancy enough. She fits it.
Right. Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
does a nun in
I
full
have
plate
something for each of you.
fit in?
And on one side, and what looks like I have no idea if this works or not, an enormous. You guys remember the Hellboy 2 movie with the Golden Army?
Yes, I love that
yeah,
movie.
I think so.
One of those big ass golden dudes, but he's silver and he's just slightly taller and he's just in an egg right now. And I just pulled one of those right out. Sid, this is for you.
Ooh.
Cool. I don't know. This. I mean, given the circumstances, I don't know how.
Brand new servant is what she'll say if they ask when they ask.
Cool.
It will need a tuning to actually work. I hope to God it works. I'm probably overreacting. Mercy, I have some plate armor for you. I think you'll like it.
Okay.
It's full plate. It's magical. It's beautifully decorated. It's no longer the Bat Out of Hell vibe you've gone with before, but I think it's cool.
Ooh.
There's also this, and there's a small palm-sized brooch that looks like it has essentially Saloon's symbol.
Like a roach, like a cockroach, or something
No,
else?
a brooch.
Oh, brooch. That makes a lot more sense than roach.
Yeah, no, this roach is to help take the edge off.
And then I was also thinking of Roach from the Witcher series. Just a tiny horse.
No, this brooch, probably need to tune it to look that up. It's an animated shield. Nice little, thing that works with you, so you have both hands free to do stuff.
Nice. I still can't see the map. It's still loading.
Did you have the stats for these items or no?
Yes, I can actually just send the item little links to each of them, if it helps.
Yeah, that works. Yes. And can you send them to me just so I have reference as well? Now, are you going to do something else, Moses, before I continue?
And I'm just finished handing out what just the gifts I was hoping to spruce up things. I'm in a full-on mini panic attack. You can probably start noticing it about now, as I'm pulling out weird-looking items out of this bag. Two very strange, very gnarled, very dark-looking swords are also there. Great swords. There's also, he hands Sid a set of tools that look very well made, pristine, and obviously magical.
Cool. You good, man?
Are you all right?
By the way, guys, I want you to know how dramatic Arthur is. Do you hear the music?
Yeah. Oh, I noticed the music.
Actually,
Okay,
can't
no,
hear the
but
music
you're
extension.
okay, but so do your characters.
Oh. This feels kind of Final Fantasy.
Wait, what? Wait, my thing is
Okay, I can
muted.
hear
Why
that.
is my music muted?
Oh, did I server deafen it? Why is it? Oh wait, no, that's on. It's server deafened. I have that? No,
Because I can hear it.
I can hear it.
Give me a second.
No.
1 second.
I had to turn it up. It was marked as server deafened. I clicked it and the check mark went away. Oh wait, no,
It
now
shouldn't
it's
be.
deafened again. Okay, there we go. Oh wait, no, deafened, not muted, not server muted. It was just deafened.
Okay. So, yeah. That's how dramatic Arthur is. You guys, your characters can also hear this music. So
Cool.
Arthur is.
he's probably on his couch right now playing Final Fantasy 23, starring you guys.
Oh my.
What a weird party. Can I get materia? Because I feel like Sid could have a lot of fun with materia.
It's just a Gatorade. So I obviously you notice the flop sweat coming out of Merzus, which is strange because he's a drow. That's not a thing. So that's very strange. But more importantly, you guys will notice, like I said, there's a fountain. There's a carriage house to your left. It's quite different from the aesthetic that Merzus, even the Merzus that stands in front of you now, holds. But I will say, Merzus, I'm not sure if this makes you more nervous or not. Almost like in the distance behind the dramatic music, it almost sounds like you can hear voices chatter, as your estate would usually have, but you don't see anyone.
Yeah, no, it only makes me more nervous.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
don't understand what's going on.
Things good?
And just to kind of set the tone here, because you guys are now inside, the gate behind you not only closes, but turns into a brick wall.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
It's one of these. Oh,
Objective: survive.
that's what you got him? That's okay. That is, damn man, that is a hell of a gift.
And yet
I'm
he's
sorry.
still worried about the situation we're in.
Does that fit in the bag? Sorry, I cut you off there.
Guys, I'm sorry, but what is happening?
So, just to like our characters don't understand, but essentially, Merzis is really nervous because we are now in his childhood home, which
Oh.
yeah, and you notice that this childhood home isn't really a home so much as it is a mansion, an estate, something that Rockefeller would probably live in. Yeah. They have a little house for their horses to your left. I'm not sure if you can see that.
A stable?
Oh, you can't see the map?
No, it is still loading. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No, I was just making sure that you were.
Can I refresh it? That's where it stays.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Mercy, I just sent you your stuff.
Perfect, thank you. Alright, so we're in his childhood home. Okay, good enough. We're going to explore some trauma. I understand what's happening.
Time for
Yeah, and Merzis, like I said, it has broken into a flop sweat. While handing you guys all this stuff. This dramatic music, because Arthur is a drama queen, is playing. That's what's playing right now. And like I said, Merzis hears chatter, almost like people, but he doesn't see anyone.
Interesting.
All right, why not? Okay. Let's see what happens. It will take you guys an hour to attune to this stuff. So, if you guys want, you can chill here, and I'm gonna go scope some things out.
Do you want to explain a bit more of what's going on?
You remember how I said we'd get a bunch of drinks and I'd just tell you your stuff?
Is now a good time for those drinks?
Yes.
Know where we can find some booze?
And he immediately pulls out one flask from his jacket, one from his boot, hands you the one from the jacket, because the boot one's the stronger one.
I shouldn't be surprised.
And this is Arthur's cruelty towards you. They disappear.
Oh, damn.
Okay, disappear from my hand, or there's just nothing in there?
Like there's it like you drew it out and then it's gone.
Just despawns.
Right, there are no more polygons to make that, to render that. So it's gone.
Okay, you can actually see him just like at the corner of your eye. There's just there's like a tear that wants to come out.
Yeah, like Arthur right now is like, nah, deal with it, bitch. No numbing the pain.
Also, you just admitted that this is torture. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna. It's not gonna.
There are a few ways to get this specific character to talk.
And alcohol withdrawals is one of them.
Either
It
get
might
him
be
drunk
upset.
or just force it out of him.
Anyways, you will notice the door in front of you to the estate has opened, very inviting.
I think
And
let's.
then He takes 2 steps forward, then immediately stops, turns around, and just double checks everything he's wearing to just clean himself up as best he can.
I understand if you don't want to share everything, but can you at least just share a bit of what to expect here?
Yeah, I think we're about to meet my family. I don't know how this will go. I don't know if he's doing this is the future, or this is the past, or this is just the right now. None of them are good for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Unless it's super early.
Super early in like your childhood.
Like before I left to do something.
Yeah, I don't think you shared much, but I think I do remember hearing a little bit, and what it was is not good.
Yeah.
Should we be on guard for a fight?
No, just let's. This is a homecoming. This will be fine. You got your weapons and everything ready?
Always.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, do we want to just say that we're attuned to these items now?
I mean, I would say yes. The only reason is because this is happening in here. If
That's
you want to give it some sort of logic, an hour in this is like 1 second in the real, so whatever.
Yeah.
Point is,
Time dilation.
yeah, you guys can say that you're attuned to this. There's gonna be real interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Last thing he does, he pulls out one last. You've seen those weird trumpet-looking horns made out of like a horn, an actual horn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He pulls one
This
out
horn
that
seems to
looks.
be made of horn.
Yeah, this horn that seems to be made of horn that looks suspiciously a lot like a saxophone.
Oh no.
But it's not the
Oh my
one he
gosh,
had
not
before.
This thing.
This one
Oh.
is same design but a new look, silver, oddly decorated. Hands it to Mercy. Sid, for the love of God, never play this. It will not go well. If things go badly, blow this, tell them to cover you, and just try to get out.
Then Arthur
Okay.
snaps his Then Arthur snaps his fingers, and suddenly Mercy's in lingerie for him.
In
Oh
lingerie?
gosh, no.
Oh,
Okay, he
What?
immediately
God.
throws his
Wait,
poncho
is this
over and says,
legit?
"Fuck you."
No, it's not. It's
Just
not. I'm
Hand to the sky.
Okay.
Okay.
Into the sky. Just
no, that is not. That is not what happens.
Uh,
Because I'm pretty sure she would find the rage to kill me.
like she immediately
Mercy
takes a
would
level in
kill you.
barbarian.
Yeah. Like for all he's doing, I'm pretty sure if Arthur did that to Mercy, she would find the rage to kill him.
yeah. She would.
What?
She would
I'm not
manage.
proud of this, but he would really scared and bow his head and say, "Okay, I'm ready to go."
Point is, yes, the door is open. It's quite inviting. I mean, nothing really seems ominous. It's a really nice place. Everything's pretty well lit. And the fountains are going right now. It looks very nice, actually.
So I need to read up on the mech. I don't know at this rate. I don't know how much is planned. Whether there's going to be another session or what. But I'm going to need to read up on this stuff, particularly this mech that Mirza's just kind of casually gave him at some point.
No, don't worry. Right, I won't spoil anything, but I will say, at least for the time being, this is mostly a discovery thing. So,
okay,
this is more cosmetic, and you have an awesome servant that is, in any other situation, you'd have a walking tank with you.
Yeah. I guess 10 feet tall, he could probably fit inside if he's crouching.
Who's gonna go first? A marching order, if you will.
If
I will.
Mercis is hesitating, then Sid will kind of take the lead. But if he's
I'm
taking leading,
the lead.
then okay.
Okay, Mercis will take the lead then. And who's second?
Mercy, you have a preference? I can go second.
I'll come second.
Okay.
Do I have any of my health back? Or
Oh yeah, everyone is. I'm sorry, I should have said that. Everyone has max health. It's like you took a long rest.
We took a long rest.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that's
You
gonna be
took a
handy.
Yeah, you'll have gained the benefits of a long rest. I mean, it's not like you're not long resting right now, honestly.
Fair enough. My D&D Beyond just freeze.
Yeah, I guess everyone but Sidian.
Sid crashes.
Sid just glitches out and he's stuck there, he's stuck just walking into a wall for 3 minutes.
Oh,
Okay,
He
so we're
glitches
approaching the manor?
Yes. So yeah, that's why. So it would be Mercis, then Mercy, and then Sidian.
I mean, I'd walk side by side if there's enough room, but if not, then yeah, I'll just head up the back. Still there?
Yep. Just trying to see
Computer's
where everyone's headed.
A bit of an aneurysm. My computer.
Trying to take time.
You guys there?
yep. Still here.
Just moving everyone here. So some people are having computer issues.
Issues.
Okay. And so Mercis goes in first, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm. And Mercy follows shortly after, I believe.
Yep.
All right. And you said Sidian would probably be next to or side by side to her, right?
Yeah. Maybe slightly behind, but trying to be side by side.
And as you guys enter, you're I mean, what can you say? It looks magnificent. Everything, even though the floor is stone, you can tell that it's very carefully put. It's you can't even fit a razor between any one stone. It's quite ornate, and there seems to be a family sigil on every other corridor. There's a family banner with a sigil on it.
What is the sigil?
Because I believe he had sent it to me. quickly, Sally, do you still have that sigil?
Yes.
There we go.
Real quick side note, because I saw the robe that he would have. Why does he have such a small waist?
He is wearing armor underneath, but
Like,
it is kind of form-fitting since it's the artificer subclass. I guess the small waist. Let me double check the art I sent. It's not necessarily that like exactly, but that's like the design that it is.
he's just trying to give Sidian an ass.
Sid, he's a bit of a twink.
He's a twink. He's a twink.
I mean, I don't know if this has really come up much, but I'm pretty sure, like, I wrote it on a sheet that he's, like, actually decently short. Like, 5'7", don't quote me on that, but
Really?
I feel like that's... Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know...
What's it called? Mercy is the one that won the genetic lottery.
Not just the genetic lottery. But that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah. No, we're talking about genetic here. So Mercy's the one that won the genetic lottery. So
he's got a good couple inches on him.
And so this is the sigil you would see on these banners.
Okay.
Sorry, one second.
Interesting.
Right. One last thing here before I let you guys, because I don't know how you guys are going to do this. You do hear off in the distance as the door behind you closes. It doesn't slam close, it just kind of closes behind you. And you hear a voice say, definitely Arthur's voice say, nowhere to hide now. Now it's time to face who you really are, and don't be afraid to show the world either.
Yee.
And I kind of look over at Merce's because that's pretty much directed directly at him. I'm assuming.
No, he's looking immediately at you guys like, so, who has what to confess? No, he's gonna keep going forward just a little bit.
He says, as he says this, he's standing next to a picture of him as a child. Little Moses. It's clearly him.
So you know those weird pictures they take of tiny children, like being in situations they really shouldn't be in, like dramatically? It's one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Had some chubby cheeks as a baby, dude.
Not adorable, really.
That young, necessarily. I mean, I assume this is kind of pointing at the painting. I assume this is your, perhaps not your home, but your old house. So, it seems more likely directed at you.
Yes. This is where I grew up. This is my family home.
See.
So, question: where could I look around to try and find like a full family portrait, or am I just finding like the individuals in the hall?
Well, actually, that's a great question. You are more than welcome to explore. what you can. There are certain places that are locked. You do see at the top, at the very, very, let's say, end in front of you, is a statue of a man. You do recognize it as your father. Okay. And give me a perception check as well.
Okay. Even with a natural 2, that's still 17.
You turn around after you go see your statue of your father, which is very well done, out of one piece of marble, but this almost looks like a tribute to him. As you turn around and look back, maybe a feeling of horror strikes you as you see that the doors you just passed are the door.
Wait, which door?
The door.
Which one did I pass that looked like the door?
All of them.
Oh yeah, no, there's definitely a look of panic now.
And you maybe a feeling of horror as you do see the key in them, and as you might pat yourself frantically, notice it is not on your person.
Not my original one, not the one we got from like our first tussle with Lust and Chastity.
No, I'm talking about the key that you had.
No, yeah, because the one I had, and then for some reason we found one that looked oddly identical when we were messing with Chastity. They were weirdly similar, but they did different things.
So no, yeah. In this case, technically, in this case, both keys would be gone.
Oh yeah, no, way more. If you've ever seen that meme of the guy patting himself everywhere trying to find his phone, that's Merzus right now.
Like I said, you do notice that key. Like every door it is that door, and every keyhole is that key.
I don't. Gotta see if I'm able to actually react to this properly. I am barely keeping it together. It is very clear that I'm on the verge of something.
I'm gonna kind of follow along after a bit. You need help with that?
You can see him very slowly and almost. It's odd. It's a very calm fear as he's counting the doors with keys in them. I don't know if you notice what those keys happen to look like.
All right. Would this be like a odd shape for a keyhole, or is this just kind of generally standard keyhole?
You know that weird key he used on the locks for the chains holding Chastity that somehow worked?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that being a weird design, but I don't remember what the design was offhand.
Yeah, no, it was way in there. Hold on.
Yeah, it's.
But that's what he's pointing to, and a lot of these doors seem to have those keys in the doors. I mean, this seems to be what he seems to be counting and possibly fading.
As a side note, Sid is a bit ago, while you were kind of dealing with this, he was falling behind a bit, but he was a bit distracted by the construction of this place because he is kind of fascinated by the stones fitting together so well. And I assume it's like with no mortar between them, they just kind of fit together.
Yes, it's something you would only find in a handmade artisanal home. It's not something that commoners or gentry would have.
Just noting down the kind of design, like how this all works and fits together. Pretty cool, but obviously there's more pressing things at the moment.
And I'm sure Heidi or Mercy probably gets this. Probably most striking thing, and what really tells you the status of this house or family, is that there's a lot of purple. Like a lot of purple.
Purple
And
is
A lot of that expensive mashup seashell color.
royalty
yeah,
and
like
wealth.
like silk and purple. Like a lot of purple.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a prince?
So they're
Or is he just from a wealthy family?
you have a noble line?
He is very much out of it as he is slowly counting the doors with keys in them still. No one's knocked him out of that yet.
Okay, Mercy's gonna walk up to Mercis and put a hand over his shoulder. Mercis, what's going on? Where? Are you alright?
Oh no,
This is
she
your
put a
home.
hand
Tell
on.
us about it.
Sorry.
Yeah, like, oh no, history repeats itself. That's another nat 1. It's time for melee.
Now Mercis is going to bite you.
Yeah, that one's a little. That's weird.
Not because he's a vampire or anything. He just he instinctually just bites you. We don't know why.
Novel.
Because he was snack. Sid does not say that because that is kind of creepy for a brother to say. Kinda. More than kinda.
No, he does in fact snap out of it, and then he now with your attention he's pointing at the doors and like just specifically at the keys in the doors. You can't open those. You can't
Why not?
open those.
Think we can break him down?
Resist.
No, we don't ever want to open those.
What is
Don't
behind those
open those.
doors?
And one last roll. That is a natural 1! Holy shit, he starts crying.
Damn.
Oh, come here, boo-boo. Aw. Mercy's just gonna hold him in a hug.
Sid
It's
is
alright, it's alright. Mercis. Gather yourself and tell us what happened.
Sid is kind of just awkwardly standing by the side. It's like, okay. I want to be comforting, but I don't know if like that would be the right way because Mercis is complicated.
There's
she's just
a
hushing him.
Mercis just right there.
And
Oh, sorry.
I will. So as he's sobbing into her shoulder, and you're standing there awkwardly, there's a voice that kind of cuts through the awkwardness here, through the atmosphere. Mercis will definitely recognize it as he hears the same voice from back in the city say, "Welcome home, boy."
Oh, crap.
And it is instantaneous, like a rod is just been teleported into his spine. He is up straight and oddly at attention.
This is a female, older female voice, right? More mature.
Yes. Mercis will recognize this as his mother's voice once again.
So we all got mommy issues, huh?
Well, the only issue with our mother is that she's dead.
I pray you never say that again like that.
Like,
No, I did not say that out loud. I did not say that out loud. That is not what he actually said.
I just like how Mercy was like, well, the only issue with our mother is that she's immortal. So
It's like, our mom just died on us. That's really the only problem we had, right?
I mean, there could have been more, but we never found out.
I mean, like the mysterious past of who your dad is.
Oh, the fact that I mean, if anything, you should be more like skeptical of her because she broke her oath, and I don't know if Mercy's ever thought about it that way. Like, how would she have thought? Like, if she were somebody else, like, not like a mother figure, and she did that, would she reject her like Athena and Einar did? Sorry, this is going deeper into a rabbit hole than I meant to go.
Oh no, what would happen if you met your mom, Mercy, and you just tried to figure out why things turned out the way they did for her?
with considering Sidian's previous comment, there was like a 70-30 chance he would probably be his own grandson.
Sid is his own grandson. I don't think that comment was in character, but okay.
That being said, like I said, very chilling voice, welcoming back her boy. You will notice as well that the pictures that were, decorated with, happy memories of Merzus, and if you hadn't noticed before, you definitely noticed now that it was mostly just him and his father. But as she says that, there's almost like a shadow over all these pictures, and it's the same picture, but now in every picture you can see a dark figure somewhere in the background.
Oh.
His dad fucked an eldritch abomination that is his mother. Calling it now.
Look, don't judge people, okay?
Listen, that wasn't judging. I'm just stating an observation.
Did your dad's just screwed?
Look,
What was that?
did my dad have a fling with Rolf? We don't know.
Oh God, no. Lolth herself. That's damn.
Yes, there is definitely that. Like I said, the atmosphere has changed. It's much heavier. The lights have seemed to dim as well. It's still visible, but it's slightly dim. And those, how do I put it? Those dark corridors almost look. They look almost like voids now.
He's just gonna kind of. Sid's gonna kind of go back to back with you guys, kind of like observing these corridors. It's like, be ready. Things may go sour soon.
Yep. Gotta stand at attention with my sword.
And everyone else will actually notice, especially Moses, though. There's suddenly like this cracking sound that you hear.
Oh.
And you hear it coming from behind you. You hear it coming from the statue.
Oh fuck.
Oh.
How big is the statue?
Wake up.
Sorry.
I think Statue of David.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Very large. and
Right.
as it cracks, it falls to the floor, and it almost feels like the look or the face of the statue has changed as it rolls in front of Merzus, and it's this face of disappointment.
Is this a statue of his father?
Yes, it's a
So
statue of his
he
father.
goes
Okay.
over to try and inspect or stop or see the damage, and as soon as it stops facing him, he freezes, just in place, like a rabbit caught in, or no, deer in the headlights.
You make a move towards it, back away from it.
Yes, I'll snap out of that very deer caught in the headlights look as soon as I saw the face or the new expression on the porcelain head. Or was it porcelain or the statue's head? I'm going towards the statue's head.
It's a marble.
Marble.
And it's probably like
As
the head itself is like. I mean, I don't know.
It's massive. It pretty much covers
Massive.
almost the entire entrance to that room above you guys. Like I said, this is like a statue of David-esque sort of statue, very large. As you're walking towards it, Merzus, say you're about right here. 1 second.
Big.
So about here. As you're walking towards it and you reach out a hand, suddenly the eyes dart at you. The statue's eyes.
Do they become like lifelike, or is it still like eyes of a statue and they're looking at me?
Eyes of a statue still.
Okay, that's very disconcerting, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to try and pick up this head. But I'm not going to actually pick it up because I am not a strength build paladin. I am dex, so I am going to levitate this.
As you attempt to do so, there's this pained screaming. And here, the stone or marble head of your father says, "Why?" crying out. "Why did you turn your back from me? Why did you turn your back from us? Why did you run away?"
Starting to tremble again, just going back into the old little pattern of procession, and he starts muttering something. How close are you guys? Like, have you taken a step back, gone to explore the creepiness of the house?
I'd say probably like 10 feet back, kind of like. I think he's probably got his. Sid is probably like watching these hallways. Not
I'm
necessarily.
keeping my balls on Merzus. I'm gonna see what the heck he's doing and how he's
100%.
reacting to everything.
Well, he was just told why, all that banishment, or not banishment, why he left and disappointment, betrayal, and such. He starts muttering something. I don't know how close you are. Maybe you can hear it or not.
Maybe should I do a perception check?
Maybe. DM, what's your call?
Actually, because I think Mercy would hear it since she was the one that was consoling you. It's probably the closest to you. Ascidian might have. Well, actually, give me 1 second. Actually, Ascidian would be able to hear you as well.
Okay.
Cool. It's rambling between "it's my fault," "I killed them all," "they're dead because of me," just repeating with the occasional "I promised them something. I lied."
Oh dear.
He lied. That Sid will kind of recognize that as what Arthur had kind of brought up before. What did you lie about?
I told them give them something better. Help them. That they'd be able to help themselves, their families. That they could do better. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. That changed the fact that they're gone because of me.
Sorry. You were kidding out there, Mercy. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said, Merzus, do we need to get out of here? Can we leave?
I don't know. We can't go through those. And he just points back at the doors with the keys. We can never go through those unless we have both keys.
Never?
Never.
What's behind those doors?
If you don't have both keys, you can't get out until someone opens it. The longer you stay, the hungrier it gets.
You know, I think at this point we're like double trapped, if not arguably triple trapped. Because we're stuck inside a manor, stuck inside a dreamscape, stuck inside a dungeon. Stuck inside a cursed continent. Quadruple trapped.
Okay. The dungeons are, if I remember correctly, a couple hallways, some stairs, and a trap cellar door. And then there's a few options after that, but we're not in the dungeons.
No, I mean like our, at least not Mercis, but like our physical bodies. But that's,
I don't know where you guys are at, but that's not where.
I was reading this out of character, but yeah, no, we just took down Sloth, and then all this started.
He looks like he's trying to smile at that, but it's like he's forcing it. Just trying to like grab onto that bit of good news, even though he's heard it before.
Yeah. So if we can't go through the doors with the keys unless we have them, where can we go? Through these hallways?
You can try exploring. Don't make sure light is in the room. Never go through the dark tunnels. Be careful. As if you do go through one of those, if you think you go through one of those, you have to get out immediately. Don't let the door close behind you.
Don't let the door close. Alright.
Okay, but what's behind the door?
Sid is going to pull out
Use
his
the
stretch
key.
bow. Sorry.
The door becomes a gate. Gate leads through a tunnel. Tunnel leads to the second gate. Only opened if you have the second key. If you don't, you're trapped in the tunnel. But you're not alone. It doesn't open immediately. In fact, it happens ever so slowly. But it happens. You're gone. And the only thing left of you is just you.
Alright. Just as a comment to the group, I know we wanted to try and finish this tonight, but I don't know how much is more at this point. Do we want to leave off here or soon? Because I feel like we're kind of about to start exploring, and I don't know if we want to hold off on that.
There's a question.
So-
I have no idea. I don't know if this is like you have to find something to get out, or it's just a basic sharing.
You gotta share your backstories, and we gotta do that with Mirza.
We're never gonna get out of here, guys. We're never gonna get out of here.
Trapped here forever. You took away all the booze.
So, before because I do want to stop here, because I did this last. There is going to be a fight. You are absolutely correct, but this one's probably going to be it. It's going to be a bit. It's going to be a bit though. It's going to be a bit lengthy.
Okay.
Okay. But before I finish, kind of make him shit himself. Moses, you do hear cackling in the background as you hear your mother once again say, "Welcome home. You spent so much time running away from who you really are. And look at you now. Just like me." And with that, you'll see all the keys turn at once. And the doors slowly open.
Uh-oh.
And you start being swarmed by these shadow-like creatures
Oh.
as they burst through the doors and start surrounding you.
Oh dear.
And we leave off there.
I gotta wonder how this is gonna go for the voices in my head.
Are we gonna have to fight shadow versions of ourselves?
Sorry. Sorry, that's the thing. These are the voices in your head.
Oh.
Cool.
Cool.
Oh, fun. I was wondering why that was okay. Yeah.
And
are the voices in your head your family, so we're fighting your family? Sorry.
Like I said, this is where we'll end, just because like I said, this fight is the last fight. I do want to make this the last fight. But it is a bit. I don't want to end the same way I did last time, mid-combat. I felt like that was really awkward.
It's okay.
So,
yeah, it's fine.
So yeah, like I said, yeah, I'll leave you off with that.
All right.
Neat.
Sounds interesting.
Look, I'm grateful that it's only to my family and there's nothing, because there are a few extensions I put in there that I could have made this so much worse.
You know, that's fair.